I've spotted a trap. Demon demote more pre...
Soon as I'm through knocking this loudmouth back in line. The fool thinks he can slip 6 warm bodies past rumble for the price of 1. He does.
If I've said it once, I've said it more times than a troll can count. Warm bodies do not people make. We are 3 immaculates and 3 slaves, and I won't empty my pocket over chattel.
Shares her feed receives a greater
Enough! I'll not let this idiot troll or his idiot king hinder the goddess's affairs a moment longer.
If I've not got it...
Lay the blubber from this fool. I think I'll make the cat.
receives a greater second helping.
What have you got stashed in here, Mrs. Cottontail? Careful, I feel like I just had a long bath in a cold lake. I'm drenched! Careful now, that's a
I feel
trap.
like I just had a long bath in a cold lake.
Look out, I see a trap nearby. I'm drenched!
An intact finger. Just what that deviant of an orc was looking for. Oh there. A word of warning, wanderer, before you continue on your merry way. See these corpses here? Be a good fellow and take them as a hint that this town isn't the pastoral little paradise it once was. Ha!
Come on, time's a wasting. Hey, you!
Immaculates, orcs and humans both, have taken Hunter's Edge. Its villagers are now slaves in the mines to the west, or they've been bled dry of their last drop of life. Long as you live in the limbo between coming and going, though, why not have a look at what I have to sell? Yeah! Well, don't go round angering Immaculates if you want to keep your vitals intact. Though perhaps it won't be very long before they have a stab at one another's vitals instead. I have the feeling there's trouble brewing between the orcs and the humans in there, and who can blame them, really? Just ain't natural for them to consort, I say. Only good orc... Well, you know how the phrase goes. Can't say I remember who I was before the change came over me, but these days I'm a travelling trader of sorts. There's an immaculate necromancer in the village ahead. She's the one who brought me back from... She's an especially bright one, you know. Most necromancers can only revive a dead corpse into an animated one, but she manages to yank back some semblance of consciousness too. I don't remember much, but the thrill of trade certainly calls to me. Maybe I was a merchant in my former life. Who knows? These days, most undead are busy haunting Sicil or picking the way in the Lucula mines. But I keep a low profile and stay out of sight. Haven't been bothered by an immaculate yet, and I hope to keep it that way.
Hey, you! Come on, time's a wasting. Hey, you! Come on, time's a wasting. Toasty!
Now I missed my nose. Must smell like delicious spit.
Hey, you! You can speak. You don't look like a tribesman or orc, but I suppose I can't be certain. Then again, I've never heard of a dark soul gifted with the speech. Jinxica is my name, and until recently I lived a placid sort of life among the people of Hunter's Edge. The baker might leave me a bit of milk left over from this breakfast. The bar... I had many friends here, but none so dear as a little trio. A married pair and their daughter, employed by the wizard to keep his home. If you come to this village to help and not to harm, you might be able to save those 3 kind souls from the orcs that have invaded. Ugh, such misery in our sad town. A kind but private man he is. He set up his home here several years ago, but never remained there long enough before jetting off. The dark invaders seem very interested in him indeed. They've been skulking around outside the house since they arrived, but not even one of their filthy vermin can penetrate the wizard's protective enchantments. Would that an invasion were all! They destroyed every crumb of life they could find and sent their filthy rats to seek out those who evaded them. Each life they took infused their strange stones with power. Their queen glowed with delight as a parade of victims were slain before her. It was as though she was taking in a beautiful song. The human tribe came shortly after. They had their own supply of the glowing stones, and the orc queen took no easy liking to them. Still, it seems they are working towards some similar goal. They've survived this carnage so far by concealing themselves most cleverly. I've done my best to guard their hiding place from the slime-bellied rats attempting to sniff them out, but I fear my efforts aren't enough. Until the village has been rid of vermin, those 3 sweet souls may be found at any time. savages by savages employed. The orcs have one among them, the rat catcher they call him, who claims to have trained rats to do his bidding. They've swarmed the place in search of hidden villagers, and unless every last one of them is split from tail to snout... But you're not like the brutes inside those walls. No. You approached me with hand, not boot, outstretched. Perhaps you could help me. With these rats running about, it's only they must be squashed, every last one of them. I've done my best so far, but there are simply too many for one set of claws to handle. With your help, though, with your help, it could be done. The rat's gone, my friend. Oh, that bothersome old Tom. No, he and I are hardly friendly, much less friends. I've much more important... I can slip through these walls as I please, but you'll need to find your own way into the village. And remember, my friend, kill every last rat you find.
How can I help you, my friend?
Soaked to the skin!
I'm watching on with weary eyes how the Immaculates strike again. They've gone from shedding blood among their own to recruiting orcs and cutthroats to do it for them. From what I can tell, the village of Hunter's Edge is this cult's most wretched. It was once a quiet sort of village. Families and small-time merchants mostly. Recently, it was targeted by a tribe. Their leader, Grutilda, is known far and wide for her cruelty and cunning. She oversaw the murder of countless villagers and used their blood to fuel a great number of bloodstones. Once they were dead, they were reanimated as undead corpses and sent to work. By order of Leandra, the orcs were joined by a tribe of humans from the northern peaks of Tanneroth. A band of male warriors. Jarl arrived with his own formidable supply of bloodstones, which means his tribe has been operating under directions from the conduit for some time. Where once they ransacked for base pleasure and material gain, now these are far from the blindly devoted Immaculates of Silverglen, however. The orcs and the humans here alternate between bitter fighting and hostile peace. Personally, I believe they're best exploited through their rivalry. Get them to fight each other, and you can stand on the sidelines and warm yourself upon the flames. Yes, that was a small fib on my part. He has a residence at the far end of town. Though I have my doubts he's having people over for tea now that the Immaculates have landed. Know that Zandalore is wily, so beware. If a wizard doesn't want you in his home, you'll know it. Pity the intruder that he... Nevertheless, his house is the very place you'll want to search. The accumulated knowledge stored there is quite phenomenal, and beyond a doubt...
It seems we've already harvested the last of the right barley.
Dancing dugongs, you nearly...
It seems we've already harvested the last of the ripe barley.
Making like a cake.
I spy 2 little eyes, all smashed to bits against the wood.
I'm warm as fresh apple pie.
It's heating up.
You there, Flatlander. Stay at your business. Come to play now the town's been taken, have you? Typical of you Flatlanders. Lucky for you, the goddess don't discriminate against cowards. Well, come quickly then. There's still townsfolk on the loose, and the chase has probably made them wild as cornered dogs. One might pop out of a bush and tell you first check in with the higher-ups. You've got Jarl, the righteous leader of Weird the Mountain, and Blood... Open. What is it?
They say humans and orcs don't get along, but I've seen a pair as thick as a troll's toe hair.
One of you? Then why not stand up and face me, boy? One on one.
Comrade, did you hear that? It sounds like these Immaculates are at odds with the local orc savages. I'll keep a sharp eye out for anything we could use to nudge these factions closer to chaos. If we can get them to destroy each other, we'll kill two birds without even having to pick up a stone. Nothing would please me more than seeing Hunter's Edge cleared of the scum that destroyed it. I may not be able to undo the past, but together we can dole out.
Many rats scurry in and out of this hole where it leads is uncertain. I could do with a cold drink.
I ain't afraid of a single one-skinned one of you. Then why not stand up and face me? They're keeping the peace for now. Chief's orders. Settle the tusk's yours to keep in the meantime. That's so. Y'all can't stand the thought.
Many rats scurry in and out of this hole where it leads is uncertain.
Blasted mosquitoes. Never a moment's peace with these filthy vermin buzzing in me. Oh, oh, brother, I've crossed me pests. 'Tweren't a tiny winged bloodsucker whining at me. Brother, I think the human's asking me a question. Think I ought to tell the tiny pest who I am? Or would I tell her I lost it all in a scuffle with another equally damn pesky bugger that have got me all? Are you one of them? You don't look like the rest of the Immaculates that pass through here. Which tribe? Careful what slime comes out of your mouth, human. The old mama's not one to tolerate a mess. Human, leave it at that, please.
I never arranged for a pause, eh?
I ain't afraid of a single frog-skinned one of you. Then why not stand up and face me? They're keeping the peace for now. Chief's orders. Settle the tusk's yours to keep in the meantime. That's so. God can't stand the Go on then, Rogskin. We'll see who'll end up in these old boots. Where's the remotes,
Dunce probably lost at one side. I ain't got time for chatting till I find the damn thing. What does that matter? Quit buzzing in my ear before I squash you like we did the rest of the pests in this blasted... The key to the armory, of course. Hasn't that frog-skinned oaf been roaring about from here to the warehouse?
It's all mother.
I need to dry off.
The human's the one who took it.
You'd be too if you'd misplaced something of Gratilda's. I once saw her skin her own foot soldier alive for mispronouncing All Mother. And he'd only done it after she'd knocked his teeth out for sneezing in her presence.
Or am I wrong?
What's worse is, the coward's blaming his troubles on me, only because I happened to be passing by when he noticed his armory key was missing. I'd tell him to piss off and be on my way, but he threatened to tell Gratilda it's me who stole it. Somehow, I doubt I'll get to tell my side of things before my head was shorn clear off. Not a damn thing in all the 12 hills of hell. This idiot orc has no idea where he's lost the damn thing. So he's taken to blaming me, a passerby. It's just like an orc to save his own skin by flaying someone else. Thought you said it was me who pocketed it.
Now in a second, you're going to ask some folks to know what you did with the damn thing.
Am I gazing at the holes of souls? Or am I wrong altogether?
Well. Thought you could get away with it, did ya? Don't look so confused, Pinky. The armory key. Plenty small. Metal. Fixing a keyhole. Help us look or shove off, will ya? I've got to find the key before the old mother finds out it's missing. Or she'll carve a spare at painting my toenails pale lilac, of course. I'm the old mother's right hand. If there's something she needs done by someone she knows can do it, I'm the one she calls.
Armory is missing. It could prove rather worth our time to find it.
Source hunter, scavenger hunter. For better or worse, our resumes are ruined.
Dunce probably lost the thing up his own arse.
Look in every cranny now! The old mother won't like to hear a human's been believing got an orc.
You know damn well I wouldn't touch anything of yours with a 10-hand pole.
What do you mean by
Please like you.
what's all this about your manhood, small bones? I'd like to hear more on that subject.
Your mind as filthy as your underarm.
I haven't got a hole
You'll
in my
suck on a
pocket, have I?
seeping nostrils, will you?
A bit of fight left in your after all. But why'd I go for a trial when I've got something right here? It's all mother, I'll say. The humans do it for each other.
Never rains but it pours, eh?
It's all mother, I'll say. The humans do it for each other.
I feel like I've just had a long bath in a cold lake.
Am I gazing at the holes of souls?
It's all mother.
Or am I wrong altogether?
Dunce probably lost the thing of his own arse.
We've got to keep our hold.
Risk their lives for love, would they? I'm not expected to find foolish ignorance among hardened warriors.
Take it from a hardened warrior, Salvos. Once the battle's over, love's all that's left to turn to.
It's all mother.
Behold these skulls bereft of the lips with which they kissed. Look here! Look at you!
How I admire one whose head is lodged so firmly upon their shoulders, like a spire that rests upon the breadth of its foundations, one and indivisible. Not I, alas, I fare not so, for I may replace my battered cranium as jauntily as a wizard may his hat. Just consider some of these examples here before me. How I admire this one. Why make a permanent choice? Why not cater to the occasion as called for? I would, but for the question. And so I ask, where are you, O ephemeral soul? If in a tooth you may be pulled, if in an arm you may be broken, where are you, O delicate monstrosity? Surely you jest when you question this question's importance. Say I opt for that there fair-featured sovereign of the sky. What if I play the part of the aforementioned wizard, and swap its rugged lineaments? Yes. Who is I then? Were I sure that the soul houses within the chest, within one's little toe for all I care, I would fret not so. But the certainty I long for remains as impossible to find as one specific raindrop in the... You, oh, I beg of you, have you...
You needn't worry. Unlike our heads and our bodies, it is we and our souls that are one and indivisible.
I concur. Pick a new skull if you want one.
But of course, why was I so blind? The soul is not of the body, it is of the spirit. What? Where in the blazes? The last I knew was an orc coming out with an axe.
I feel like I've just had a long bath in a cold lake. I prefer to drown my sorrows with ale.
The dog looks up at you with misery-ridden eyes. Its tail doesn't wag. The dog hangs its head, then looks north. Filled with fury, it barks noiselessly in the direction.
Big ugly brute making me.
You must be itching to lose your fingers if you dare disturb my camp, human.
What are you playing at, Toadskin? Watch how you address us, you betters. You did hear how Ownless Gorak got his name after all.
Yeah, piss off then. Go and gab amongst yourselves like a pair of chickens, why don't ya? What? That's disgusting. A tiny pink-fleshed human and an orc like myself.
Uli, we can't hide.
Hide what? You think this stranger knows anything about the two of us, Alfred? I'll tell you now.
Enough, Uli. Enough. Surely this stranger has no reason to put us in harm's way. We're all sworn immaculates here, are we not? There are certain secrets that perhaps we... But
well, first thing you have to understand, we orcs aren't made to love it all. No, we're born devoted to our queen, and to her we turn all our attentions. To seek fulfillment outside the queen's graces, well, it's a treason committed only once in a red moon among we orcs. And the penalties, a terrible death. When we first took the village, I couldn't tell Orfreg apart from the rest of the pink little ants scurrying about. A human was a human, as far as I was concerned.
As for me, Ulor stood out right away. The curve of his horns, his regal bearing. He was fascinating. I'd never seen an orc as anything but an enemy, but suddenly I couldn't keep my eyes off this great green brute. I suppose my staring was rather conspicuous.
I haven't got a hole in my pocket, suppose. I thought you were aiming to slit my throat the way you were watching me.
I couldn't help myself. It was almost supernatural. But when Ulor marched over to me, club in hand, to address my strange behaviour...
Love at first sight, if you can believe it. I came over aiming for a fight, but all I found in Ulfric's eyes was, well, whatever it was, it hasn't left me since.
Please, if you've any mind for sparing two fellows a terrible fate, you'll swear to keep our secret to yourself. We committed no sin greater than experiencing a love as sweet and pure as any. But if we were discovered...
Squatting over the latrine.
I haven't got a hole in my pocket, have I?
He sweared indeed. Will not see anyone harmed for daring to love.
And so let us speak the oath. Your
friend, your words are a great relief to my beloved and I can't explain how or why we found these feelings, but there's one thing
It's all mother, I'll say. You better open the bleeding case open soon.
Thought you said it was me who pocketed it.
Now in a second, it was not supposed to know what you did with the damn thing.
Oh, I could do with a cold drink.
What?
I could do...
Get to looking or step off, Flatlander.
I haven't got a hole in my pocket, have I?
I feel like I've just had a long bath in a cold lake.
Sodden all the way to my boot soles!
Hello again. Do you bring...
Soaked to the skin!
What deluge!
I'd never have judged a few grimy feel anything strange underfoot. The orcs insist there's a cellar here, but we haven't found so much as a hole for squatting. Someone got the brilliant inkling that the missing villagers are hiding in a secret cellar. This was their home, but there's no sign of it. The wizard servants they were, and the great queen goon of the orcs thinks they'll know how to get it.
Tore through this place like wild pigs.
Plates and rubbish. I ain't a bleeding maid.
The thing won't budge.
Hey, you already checked beneath
I thought
these
the same
boards.
about that villager's kneecap. Is this one of them fancy scribble pins?
There's nothing to find in this bleeding dump. Where could a gaggle of scared...
Ain't there something behind here? Through this place like wild pigs.
lace and rubbish. I ain't a bleeding maid.
The thing won't budge. I thought the same about that villager's kneecap.
I need to dry off.
Matilda doesn't tell you a thing, does she? We're waiting to fight the final battle. Oh, the time is nearly... You there. Tell me, how's your vision? Any ailments in the liver or spleen? Lost ones are everywhere these days, after all. I am a servant to the goddess, of course. One of the first among her enlightened in Revellon, and certainly the most devoted. I've scoured the region for unworthy souls, and am quite efficiently cleansing the land of lost... How much better the lost serve her as bone automatons. My expertise as a necromancer is unmatched, you know. I've a success rate is nearing 99%. They end up with their brains a bit, well, scrambled.
And they a lovely sight up there, all in a row. Strung them up myself on each of the little darlings. I never did but care for the turn myself. I'm more of a caretaker, you see. The world's a wild place, unpredictable at best. But here, upon these gallows, there's peace, calm. I'll keep the order condemned in this life, perhaps. But when they come to rest in my nooses, their sins are washed away. These aren't thieves and murderers and traitors, you see. After I've laid them to rest here, they're pure as angels. My little aim, most of them, yes. But that's far from my own order of business. Our great Queen Clotilda is no stranger in getting her claw bloody. And she'll not hesitate to pluck out a pair of eyes or look at her sideways. I handle all the dreaming dears when she's done with them all the same. Whether they're my little ones or hers makes no difference. I'm happy to bring them here to rest among me and mine. It'll be an honour. Where are we to start? Jack Pauling came first, the little rogue. A human he was, and Clotilda ordered him hanged while Yar was out on the hunt. He was the first I got attacking myself since coming to this town. Oh, I remember it like it was yesterday. The fussy little dear didn't want to go to sleep. No, kicked and screamed. But he started to calm down a bit after I strung him up, as I knew he would. And soon he was fast asleep. Oh, my little Tierno. He was a sweet one right from the start. A thief, I think he was in his last life. But he accepted what was to come easy as pie. The guards handed him to me, limp as a doll and shivering with fright. I strung him up nice and slow, so as not to worry the balloon. He was one of Clotilda's. After some impertinent question or other, I believe it was. Impertinent questions. A plague among we orcs they are, ending more death than horn rob these days. Well, Clotilda dispatched him, but it was I who collected the great heavy deer and strung him up here. Clotilda said he'd be a warning to the others, but I think he's a great addition to the family, to boot. He does look lovely.
Clotilda over the edge, does it?
Who'd have thought the greatest threat to the Immaculates would be one of their own?
It skulks around, neither orc nor enlightened. I'll bet no one would even notice if it...
Hey, you! Stranger! Over here! You look like you could use a leg up against the competition. There's nothing more than a humble trader, my lord. There's always plenty to get around after the raising of a village. I collect a bit of it and bring it to market. Tenebrium's awfully valuable after all. No recent wares of this caliber ought to... Why, Lord, I wouldn't dare steal from the all-mother. A grave crime, that'd be. No. I simply pick from the chest with pleasure, my lord.
The time is nearly nigh.
Good cards, 3 shiny ones.
Back to me. I'm gonna call it. Now for the flop. 2 o'clock. 8 o'clock. Finally, I ain't some bloody spares again.
Let's get the ball rolling here. 5 coins.
I'll call and raise you another 5.
Let's run this. Call.
Call.
Now for the turn card. Ace of hearts. Welcome he is too.
Lousy damn cards. Check.
Check. Let's see that last bloody card.
Fine, I'll check this.
We're waiting to fight the
We're hiding under there.
Time is nearly
4
nigh.
o'clock.
Lady Luck loves me. All in.
Fold! Trap on a
This
crack.
orc's been withholding loot from the so-called
Let's see
Alma.
those cards.
Interesting
Check
indeed.
these puppies out.
A bit of information well kept in our back pockets.
The game's mine.
Nice hand of cards, that one.
Cool. Let's have another round before I get too drunk to read the cards.
So to the skin.
I'll win this one. Goddess is with me. Feel it.
Slowly, I'm just keeping it down.
Let the lust die that must live.
This is it, you bunch of pansies. The cards are shuffled. Now, place your bets.
Just the 1 coin for me.
Good cards, 3 shiny.
Back to me. I'm gonna call it, lads. Now for the flop. King of clubs. 8 Finally. 7.
Let's get the ball rolling here. 5 coins.
Go screw yourself.
Going to call that hand.
Let's wrap this up. Call.
Call.
Now for the turn card. Ace of hearts. Welcome he is too.
Check.
Yeah, check. Go on.
Fine, I'll check too. Now, let's see what we're hiding under there. 6 of clubs.
Lady Luck loves me. All in.
Too rich for my blood. I fold.
Call. Let's see those cards.
Check these puppies out.
Fine. Devil's sweaty swing. You beat me.
Nice hand of cards, that one.
Cool. Let's have another round before
I could do with a cold drink.
to read the cards.
Tastes like kind of
I'll win this one. Goddess is with me. I can feel it.
In the market for some premium gear, are ya? Anything and everything left behind by vermin after exterminating. And I must say, some of these roaches have mighty fine taste. The All-Mother chooses first among the spoils, and the rest she grants to us to use or turn to profit.
Back to me. I'm gonna call it, lads. Now for the clock. King of clubs. 3 of spades. Finally.
Let the lust die that lingers.
I'll open with 5 big ones.
Well. What do we have here? Human reinforcement. Do you pretend not to know me, child? Surely you stare into my left eye each time you and the All-Mother called me here to find a certain tiny herd of sheep missing from her flock. The wolfish shepherd woman, she. I am world-renowned for my ability to search and to find. Rats are always the answer. There's no hole they won't find, no stench that can deter them. No, there is no hiding from a rat. And so lost lambs, yes, fling the slaughter. Naughty. I'll give them quite the spanking. The All-Mother believes those villagers, being the one-time servants of the wizard, will know how to find him. Or at least how to break the enchantments shielding his house. Our mother, yes. And we do suckle from the teat of her good. An iron fist in an iron glove is our Gratilda. He doesn't tolerate failure any more than I tolerate a spring nymph stealing glimpses of me during bath time. No, Shira, I say, you'll get your fill at the God's Day Festival. What? Do I look like his secretary? And even if I were, with my hair in a tight little bun and my quill at the ready, the old mother doesn't share her every concern with me, you know. Perfectly disciplined, aren't they? They obey my every command, and when I die, they'll all live.
See how these rats labor.
That doesn't sound like
Even the
this,
lowliest
Oh,
beast
he's
bears
even
a
permanently
loyalty
behind where
utterly
these rats are.
unfound in the so-called higher species.
It isn't the high
My
species
kingdom
you've got to
for a
worry
dry
about.
shirt.
It's these revolting orcs.
Soaked all the way to my boot soles. Feeling hot under the collar.
5 gold.
7's my lucky number, so 7 it is.
Did someone even have a door open? 5 of hearts. 3 of spades. Finally, Ace of bloody spades again.
Fine. I'll open with 5 big ones.
What are you, a beggar? I'll add another 10 to the tally.
By the goddesses, tits are parched!
Let's shut your mouth and go get us some wine, but
Now there's an idea with a ring to it. I'll be right out for clean out. What am I? A goddamn scullery maid.
Let's see that last bloody cat.
you'll not get a peek at these prisoners without Jarl permission. What's going on in? What are you up to, sneaking around here? Got a soft spot for those damned to the rack, do you? Well, unless you've orders from Jarl himself, scram! Or you'll be next in line. Want to get your hands on the flare knives, do you? You'll have to see Jarl about that. The way I figure it, he'll be happy to have a reason to change the guard down there. We'll never find out where those villains...
There are other bottles that go up around here. I told you it looked very
This old dead killing is what's
responsive. Hey, Conduit's orders. Best not to get on her bad side. You know that.
Yeah, but our orders don't start like
You go find yourself a sheep if you saw. You there! The armory's off limits, you hear? Take another step and you'll be looking for your teeth at the end of a rainbow. 'Cause it's a goddamn crime scene, isn't it? Our bloody bloodstones were stolen. The old body lot. Everybody's pointing their grubby little fingers at Garrick 'cause he was on guard duty at the time. Yeah, it may be a tad suspicious that now he's missing, but I'll eat pig ball soup if he had anything to do with it. I mean, just look at this shattered door. There's Orc Headbutt written all over it. But I'm done talking about this mess. Ask Jarl if you're so bloodying.
Garrick was a kind sort of fellow. Always shared his lunch with the god's fairer creatures.
I need to dry off. The unending darkness.
Feeling hot under the collar.
Let's see. Key, lockpick, or hammer.
What? Does
Soaked to the skin.
Soaked all the way to my boot soles.
I spotted.
My kingdom for a dry shirt.
I spotted something. What's this? I found something.
This is what you want. Those bloodstones are ours. We will have them back. Well, by the boot soles of Earl Boonhammer, what have we here?
Another human in Hunter's Edge. State your business, whelp.
Hail, Immaculate. By the sickle of Tyr Gut Gouger, I'm glad to see another human face here in Hunter's Edge. Not yet.
If you fancy keeping that human face of yours, I wouldn't take my cues from the Chief of the Mountain Apes. I may have sworn to refrain from carving my name across his back, but yours, I do believe, is free for the taking.
Regular ray of sunshine, ain't she? Don't let her manners fool you, though. Her disposition may be dark, but her wit is bright. Bright. Believe me when I tell you that she's plotting against us as we speak, and would have long given the order to spill our blood if she wasn't leashed. But by the shield of the Stormbringer, she'll not outfox the sworn brothers of Tanneroth. And I sincerely hope she won't outfox the likes of you either. You belong to the Silverglen tribe, I take it. So, yes, an outsider not as yet distrusted by the orcs is exactly what I need in the matter of the missing bloodstones and the matter of the wizard's house. But let's talk in my headquarters over yonder. For by the beard of the Bear Slayer, there are too many green ears. Get them before they turn to ash.
There's no reason to keep ignoring this. No, go screw yourself with a rusty mace, why don't you?
Right, you round girl. 2 cards for everyone.
Seven's my lucky number, so 7 it is.
Did someone leave another door open? I'm gonna call it.
May your sword never sully, and your shield never... The bloodstones are the reason we came here in the first place. The conduit has need of starstones imbued with human. Both the Brotherhood and the Orcs were given their share of stones, and we filled them to the brim with blood. Then last night, though, someone raided this very building and disappeared with our stones. They were being guarded by Garrick Giantbane, a son of the mountain had in trust with my life. Grutilda says he ran off with the bloodstones, that he is a betrayer to the Orcs stole the stones. Of that I'm certain. Grutilda is hatching some plan, and we'll all be in dire straits indeed if it comes to fruition. Those stones make her powerful. That is why I ask of you to find proof. Proof that it was an orc that did the deed.
Once I have it, I have a reason to assault the orcs without risking the wrath of the conduit. She'll not stand for theft among Immaculates. So I am Jarl Woodok's son, father among brothers, son among the mountains. Our lives are devoted to the hunt. Every town and every city we find, we plunder, and burn, and put to the sword. Sacrifices are they all to the might of the mountains. Gods we have plenty. Of war, of death, and of victory. But now, a goddess we have too. Aye, we have seen the workings of Bloodstone, and loyal are we to she who unites. The conduit asked us to do what we do best. Invade and destroy. She set us on our way with a store of Starstones, ready. We didn't know Grutilda's dogs had beat us there by a half day, but no matter. There were still plenty of strays to be caught and bled by the time we arrived. Now all that's left is finding a way into the wizard's house. The conduit. Now we're here waiting for further orders from the conduit herself. She's gone into the Phantom Forest nearby, but we expect to hear from her shortly. I only hope we'll have the matter of the missing bloodstones sorted by then. And the orcs? No, I respect their warlike nature, for it's like ours. I respect their lust for slaughter, for we share it with them. I respect their loyalty to their leader, for I am likewise respected by my brothers. Why, you may ask? Why hate them when you and them are so alike? I hate them because we are alike. I hate them because I know ours is a hate they reciprocate with blazing fury. Like two dragons are we that must share a single lair. Can't be done. Sooner or later, talons will rise and fire burst forth until one is victorious and the other's flesh is used to celebrate the victory.
A sheep if you're so bloody hot and bothered.
A sheep?
And so it is with the Sworn of Tanneroth. And so it is with the Orcs of the Wild. One day the battle must be. One day Grutilda is worshipped like a goddess by her troops, and she rules like a deity too. All-knowing, all-powerful and merciless. She's smart and ruthless. Truly an opponent. The conduit was wise to go to the Orcs with promises of allegiance, for they are a force that few in Rivellon can withstand. But she also knows that the pack cannot last. She's well aware she needn't fear them, of course. The conduit is constructing an army of warriors even the Orcs behold with dread. Grutilda knows the pack was never meant to last. She understands she's being used as a battering ram, as a tool to breach the gates and clear the path that she knows, and she's plotting her revenge. I can see it in those feral eyes of hers. She's surrounded by her elite. She whispers poisonous orders in the ears of her vile rat herder. No, it's no coincidence all her bloodstones have gone missing. And with the Spinebreaker at her side, it's a terrible nightmare she's concocted. Aye, an orc so vile it has taken rats for pets. They swarm about him like fleas. Nevertheless, it's my belief that unlike the other males among the orcs, he's no fool. He's a spy, a discoverer of secrets. Right now he's looking for the lost wizard. We would merely kill him. That rat lover, on the other hand. Where we go, death is the horror that looms behind us. Where he goes, death is a mercy always out of reach. Grutilda's hulking, horrible dog. Built like a brick house and with a mind as black as pitch. There's no indignity he wouldn't inflict on any man, woman, or child his mistress marked. Grutilda stores him above the tavern and sends him playthings one at a time. A sentence worse than death.
We're hiding under there. 6 o'clock! Which one are you?
I don't know much about him, to be frank, and I don't care to. The conduit says he's in possession of an artifact she needs, which is why we've been trying to gain entry to his house. But by the boots of our lag troll tramper, the key hasn't been forged yet that will... The deal is this. When we attacked Hunter's Edge, we and the Orcs had the village completely surrounded to ensure no one could escape. The plan was a good one, For only some blacksmith and his wife managed to flee after their little demon of the wizard and his servants eluded us. But we know that the servants at least are still hiding somewhere around town. We need to find those damn people so they can tell us how to gain entry. My men have been searching the village non-stop, and the orcs have put their rat herder on the job. But we also have some surviving villagers holed up down in the... An orc torturer, courtesy of Grutilda, has been trying to find out where the servants are hiding, but has no finesse whatsoever, and almost instantly kills his victims. We've offered to do it for him, but Grutilda remains adamant he's the best of the best. Maybe you'd have better luck, though, if you're up for a spot at some...
Thankfully, these bloodthirsty brutes haven't found him yet.
Let's hope we catch up with him before they do.
Yeah, but our orders don't stop, Check.
Then go and find yourself a sheep if you're so bloody
Fine, a sheep. I'll have to take mine in under there. You the one Jarl sent to replace the ham-fisted toadskin downstairs? About bloody time. The beat... You the one Jarl sent to replace the ham-fisted toadskin downstairs? About bloody time. The beast down there goes through prisoners like gilded god. Jarl gave you the all clear to try your hand, did he? All the better. That big brute downstairs hasn't the faintest...
Let's have another round. Are you gonna get out, are you? You're here to take over for those half-wits, are you? Thank the goddess's gilded garter. Now, my assignment... Well, we guards are Jarl's eyes and ears, see? We keep watch over these prisoners, sure. But we listen in on the goings-on inside the torturer's chambers, too. Never know what them greenskin... The man in charge is a great green goon, an orc named Law. At his right hand, he's got a snivelling little goblin named... Well, I reckon it don't much matter. Their heavy-handed inquisition has killed so many prisoners. We're down to our last few out of a score or more. Amateurs. Standard fare. Frightened, good-for-nothing weaklings if I ever saw them. There's 2 in lockup now, with a 3rd getting the treatment on the torturer's rack. I say, if we don't find out something useful soon, all this trouble will have been for naught. Grutilda keeps it locked tighter than a chastity belt, she does. I sometimes wish Chief hadn't granted so many of her bleeding demands. I suppose he thought one of her soldiers has got the key to the place. Myself, I've never seen the inside. Wouldn't surprise me a bit to hear the orcs are keeping the best of the spoils to themselves. Are you gonna get out, are you? You won't look so shiny-eyed when that big mean orc comes for you.
I'll not tell you a thing. Do what you will.
What a mess! Isn't there a tidier way to do this?
Great grim gods, comrade. The spine breaker. Norak, he's called. I must face him. Face him and destroy him before he can claim another victim. Why, comrade, well, I can't tell you how much with you.
This place reeks of blood and worse.
I suppose this...
You're a craftsman of blood, breaker of bone.
Yes, pigskin. Who are you to question we who preside over the tender skin of trade?
Law only halfway through creative process. Law won't stop now.
Of course, Law, of course. Though I do wonder what this pigskin thinks he can do better than you or I.
Human bleed better than us. Human squish flat better than us.
Yes. Isn't there a tidier way to do this?
I'll not tell you a thing. Do what you will. I'll not tell you a thing. Do what you will. I'll not tell you a thing. Do what you will. I'll not tell you a thing. Do what you will.
You and silly chatter upset Law's craft. Law need break to regain his... You and smash
What
and
a
bash
mess!
like
Isn't
Law.
that a tidier way to do
What's
this?
going on? Fresh pair of hands, are you? Please, you must kill me now. I will withstand anything, and would rather die 1,000 deaths than offer a... I'll never say a word, but there's something different about you. You don't look like the savages that ransacked our town. In fact, you're like the wizard, aren't you? A being of great power.
Get him to stop shouting or he'll blow our cover. Perhaps once he knows our true identity, he'll be willing to help us.
If he's done making a ruckus...
There's a tunnel in this cellar, known to most only through legend. Explore the back wall of the farthest room in this dank place and you'll find it. And if you can help me find freedom through the tunnel, I'd be willing... Well, I'd tell you how to find the wizard's servants. You've proven yourself no friend to the beasts who destroyed our town. Speaking of the others, have you spoken to the other prisoners locked in this terrible place? We mustn't... What's that? They're coming. They've heard us. They're coming. This is chaos. Savages. Back for more blood, are you?
What's going on in there? It sounds awful.
Now you know the reach of my power.
This chaos. Savages, back for more blood on you. This is savages, back for more blood on you. This chaos. This is what you got again. Oath and hissy, was it? This not you lot again. Oath and hissy, was it?
Run!
Oath and hissy, was it? This chaos. Back for more blood, are you? This knock you on again? Oath and hissy, was it? Oath and hissy, was it?
May I be buried as the wine of summer.
Savages, back for more blood, are you? Back for more blood, are you?
My heart beats too slow to sustain me.
This savages, back for more blood.
Mutilated.
I'm free!
Lucky five.
Free! I'm free! thank you enough for dispatching those brutes. Free! I'm free! You made short work of those monsters. If not for you, I'd likely have been trampled flat or crushed to pulp. I owe you... Hail, my heroes, and good riddance to those hateful savages. Hail, my heroes, and good riddance to those hateful savages. Hail, my heroes, and good riddance to those hateful savages.
Gather round, friends.
Bless the Seven, I am restored! On the net!
I cannot thank you enough for dispatching those brutes.
Back on my feet again.
Hail, my heroes, and good riddance to those hateful
Excuse me. You seem a kindlier sort than these guards. Please, if they took him some time ago, and we've been hearing such terrible Hello again, stranger. Do you often visit the condemned in their cell? Our saviour. I know not why you take pity on us, but I thank you for your kindness. But wait! We can't take a step toward freedom without Nolan. Have you seen? He lives! Oh, by the blessed Seven, we thank you. The
free! I'm free!
sister attack!
Careful, comrade. I think I...
Accustomed to the sight of corpses.
mercy on your soul.
Smells like an infected puss, but we've cleared the last of the mushrooms.
I'm sure the bats won't mind.
on the menu.
Hello again, stranger. You've cleared the way. Oh, our hero rides us to
You made short work of those monsters. If not, it's too good to be true. All set. My...
We weren't the only prisoners to find passage in this tunnel. Ah, it's like the sun after a long and frigid winter. We've lost so many in these terribly... But perhaps something I overheard could be some compensation for your troubles. One of the orcish brutes mentioned that Grutilda is collecting quite a stash of loot. You can find the entrance to the cellar from her office in the tavern. Here, I'll show you.
What news? With pleasure, my savior. The wizard prepared a special hiding place for them. A cellar outside their home, concealed by a massive black boulder. First, though, you'll need a key. This you'll find within one of the wizard's beehives. Destroy the boulder, unlock the cellar door, and you'll find yourself face to face with those you seek. And now freedom. Freedom and sunlight.
Sodom, all the way to my boot soles.
Hold. Our enemies have laid a trap. Better to detonate...
My kingdom for a dry shirt! Look out. I see a trap nearby.
I'm drenched.
I miss my clothes. Must smell like delicious sparrows around here. My, you're still alive. Way to beat the odds, Wanderer.
I'm warm as fresh apple pie.
Did someone leave an oven door open?
Go on then, Frogskin. We'll see who'll end up beneath those boots.
I feel like I've just had a long bath in a cold lake.
It never rains, but it pours, eh?
Toasty! Just the one calling for me.
Shut your mouth and go get
I feel like I've just had a lot.
My auger's flame kindles at your approach. In the market for some magical artifacts and scrolls, are you?
What do you call that?
This boredom is killing me so slowly. I wish it came with a knife. No, go screw yourself with a rusty mace, why don't you?
Even the old mother vastly see this load of fancy. The cards are shuffled. Now, let's get back to the
Seven's my lucky number, so 7 it is.
back to me. I'm gonna call it. What do you call that? Now for the clock. Oh, hey! Queen of Dice. Finally, Jack of Hearts.
Let's get the ball rolling here.
What do you call that?
I'll have another shut your mouth and go get some wine, why don't you?
Now there's an idea to it. Now for the third round. 3 of diamonds.
Who knew vermin could harbour such useful relics? Share in the plunder!
Fine, I'll check you. Now, let's see what we're hiding under there. 6 of hearts.
Arcane texts of every kind. Get them before they turn to ash.
Let's see those cards.
Arcane texts of every kind. Get them before they turn to ash.
What a stupid thing.
Conduit's own. Best not to get on her bad side. You know that.
Arcane texts of every kind. Get them before they turn to ash.
A sheep.
Who knew vermin could harbour such useful relics? Share in the plunder! By order of the Old Mother, huge discounts on magic
Oh, I'm tripping.
such useful relics. Share in the plunder. Who knew vermin could harbour such useful relics? Share in the plunder.
such useful relics.